Johnson.
Hey, KanD Johnson, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I am a avid participant in your lives and your content on your at SBC University.
Oh, okay. That's great. That's good. How do you like the classes at SBC University?
I haven't attended any of your classes.
Oh, you haven't attended a class? Oh, you're missing out.
I have.
You're missing out. That's where you're going to get the most value coming to class.
I can appreciate that you value what you provide to the public. But the reason that I have not, as of yet, participated in any classes is because I am seeking a level of understanding about different processes that is not offered through your classes as of yet. When you began partnering with, I'm not sure his name, what is the gentleman that was?
Oh, you're talking about Mr. Brewer.
Mr. Brewer.
Right.
That really intrigued me because he's on a higher level of understanding what I am engaged in as far as the security. Private equity.
Private placement memorandums and private placement structures and things of that nature. Private banking.
Yes.
All right, yeah.
Right. But I have learned from watching your older content, and I have actually utilized some of your older content to prevail in court. Most specifically, some of the statements that you made about standing jurisdiction and so forth, most particularly about having first-hand knowledge of the truth. And a lot of things that I said in court, the judge said, I see you're familiar with all the legalese, and he was kind of offended by my ability to speak their language, and I owe that to you. So I wanted to personally thank you for that contribution to this space. And that goes without saying that if you have knowledge, you can pass it. What I would like to request from you is perhaps that you can have some people who have attended your university share some of their experiences and how that, because I've gone in the comment section and asked people who said that they were a part of SBC University, but they seem to lack a lot of knowledge about anything. They're still on there asking basic fundamental questions, and I know you teach well, but I'm like, I haven't come across any testimonies of success in utilizing the information. I know you have a plethora of a library repertoire that could be utilized to anyone's benefit, but I'm looking for specific knowledge. I'm trying to set up a private banking, a credit union, and I'm looking for people like you with knowledge.
Well, I don't teach people to set up private credit unions. I mean, so, but I get it. But go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead. I don't teach that.
I understand. That's not knowledge for the general public, but I was kind of giving you some idea of why attending the university didn't seem to be a prioritized effort.
So what do you think? How do you think any of the information that we're teaching is supposed to help you open up a craft? Even with Mr. Brewer, how do you think that any information he has or I have is going to help you and open up a credit bureau? How does that, I'm trying to figure out what the connection is.
No, you're mistaken what I said. Perhaps the connection is a little bit frayed.
No, you were saying, I'm gonna tell you what I heard you say. You haven't heard anybody give any reviews. Basically, you're saying most of my students, they don't seem to be learning anything at the university. That's number one.
Not that they're not learning anything.
Well, first of all, let me tell you what I'm teaching at the university. I'm teaching private ordering. I'm not trying to teach anybody how to get anything for free. I'm not trying to teach anybody how to go get some secret account or something like that and get some secret information or anything like that. No, I'm not teaching any of those things. What I'm teaching at SBC University right now, I'm focusing on private ordering. We're learning about how to administer a trust. Okay, one of those things you should be trying to learn, because if you're trying to open up a credit bureau operates off trust principles. So there's going to be some administration.
Trust already in. If you don't mind, I want to.
Okay, well, hold on. You say you already have a trust?
More than one.
Okay, so what kind of trust do you have?
I have a trust that operates solely in the private, and it's
See, now let me say this. Every one of my students right now can come on this live and run circles around you right now. I get any one of my students right now, I can pull them out and they can run circles around you on your knowledge of trust. Because I just asked you what kind of trust you have. The first thing that should have came out of your mouth, is it revocable or irrevocable?
Okay. I have one of each.
Okay, is it a business trust or is it a holding trust?
I have a revocable holding trust, and
what did you put in a revocable holding trust? Because the only thing you can put in a revocable holding trust is property, and you don't shift liability. The liability remains with you.
Yes, but it's an unsecured entity. So in that regard, it is a private trust.
Let me ask y'all a question in the audience. If I had my students in, what she just said, did it make any sense in any type of knowledge about trust, what she just said? I'm going to ask y'all, no, it don't make any sense. What you just said don't make any sense. It didn't make any sense what you just said.
Article 9, if you are familiar with Article 9.
What is Article 9? Article 9 is dealing with securities. We're talking about trusts. That's dealing with secure transactions. I'm talking about a trust. Okay. There's a trust has a trust has a settler.
That's unintelligible.
Okay, wait a minute. You said you have a trust. You have several trusts. You just told me the reason your trust was operating in the private was because of what? Why was it private?
It's only considered a private trust because of the way that it's styled, okay?
Let me tell you something. If you would come to class, you would see how far advanced we are in the subject of trust, and how what you're saying, you don't know what you're talking about, man. With all due respect, you don't have a clue of what a trust is.
Okay.
A clue.
All right. Now I'm in control of what's being said, but anyone who wants to come on and contradict me, you can, because I'm confident enough in my knowledge of what I'm saying to allow a person, first of all, to speak. That's ghetto, disrespectful, unintelligible, and it proves that every time I got ready to say something he didn't understand, he just start hurling out insults. that's somebody that's beneath me. So all he did was let me know that he does not have enough intellectual competence to be able to thrive amongst intelligent people. All he can do is just look up to people who he think has money, dumbasses that like the I was gonna say there's nothing about y'all POTUS, all right. But somebody ain't never invented nothing. Somebody who ain't never contributed nothing to the community of America. That's who he has the utmost respect for, because he's a politician, and because what he had enough power and influence to make it in, to be elected as a president. He acted like a complete ass and is embarrassing our whole country. All right. I don't get into politics, so that's all I have to say about that. But as far as the optics are concerned, I'm not interested in no wealthy dumbasses. Straight up. I am not interested and I'm not impressed by no wealthy dumbasses. Now, people who have money but don't have any type of creative faculties to create nothing, I don't have no value for, I don't have no kind of interest in people who just appear to be successful. I'll put it that way. Okay, first off the rip. So, if he's interrupting at every sector to the point I have not gotten, you'll see through this whole broadcast, he interrupt. That's not intelligent. And every time I explain something or say something that he don't understand, he's hurling out insults off the topic, don't have nothing to do with what I said. Just because your students don't understand what I said, do that make me unintelligent? No, that only proves my point that your students haven't learned a goddamn thing. And they can't learn about trust because you don't know nothing about no trust. You don't know nothing about no trust. If you don't know that if in order to have a private financial institution, that you need to be well knowledgeable of what Article 9 transactions are, is so that you are compliant with your business activity in the private, so that it does not reach the public, which he does teach that. If you do not have a conflict in the private, then it does not reach the public. How your trusts or private entities wind up in court is because somebody complained and they ignored it to the point where the person felt that they had to take that shit to the public. Okay, now what part the fuck don't he understand? That a business that's created in the private remains in the private until you have a conflict. I've had my appliance business how many years? I don't even have to exaggerate. Since 2008 or 9. But the point is, I've never been sued. And so that business remains in the private because I've never been sued. And I don't have no customers that if they complain that I'm not going to answer my phone, or if they complain that I'm not going to take care of them if they allow me to. I have had customers that was like him, so unintelligible that you can't even discuss a remedy with them and until they hang up or don't answer the phone or whatever, and I'm calling them to remedy the situation. They don't even answer the damn phone. That's what type of person he is. If you can't discuss matters, how intelligible are you? How intelligent are you? Okay, what can you teach me, sir? How to be an angry person? No, thank you. I started out like that in my youth. I'm too damn old for that shit at this point in the game. I'm too damn old to be running around an angry ass adult acting like a minor. And he said, I'm going to show you how powerful I am. I muted you. And I showed him how unpowerful he is because when he unmuted me, I didn't speak when you said speak, baby. I spoke when I wanted to speak, and I'll wait until you summons from my motherfucking presence, bitch, to come back on. All right? And then I spoke. Because, baby, you asking for me. Okay? You asked for people to call in. You didn't ask for people to call in for you to bash them. You didn't ask for people to call in for you to demolish them and deface them and disrespect them and defame their character. Because for you to say, oh, I know what kind of person you are. The only reason why he's saying that is because he's been watching my motherfucking channel. That part I know. Because a lot of the content on his channel he got from me. That part. And so he's trying to act like he's so disgusted with me that he wouldn't have never gotten all his ideas that he got on his channel from me. He probably was afraid I was going to come over there and blast him that he got shit from off my channel, which I had no intentions of doing that. I was trying to be respectful to the degree that I can be without creating any animosity and all that kind of stuff. But I'm known for keeping it real. So, baby, if you thought you was finna get anything else, you sadly mistaken. I'm not finna come on your channel like all you do is block people that have a difference of opinion or block people that ask you legitimate questions that you can't answer instead of saying, you know what? I really don't know nothing about that. Let me look it up, dumbass. It's okay to not know something. It's something everybody don't know. And I'm not afraid to admit that. But when you just all out disrespect my gangster nigga, look, you just all out disrespectful. Yeah, that'll bring out the nigga and a white man, much less a black woman. Yeah, that'll bring the nigga out of anybody. You being disrespectful, insulting your guests. What kind of ghetto ass establishment you got going on and calling it a university? What kind of solicit to your platform is that to bash a guest and then tell them come to your university? I didn't want to come to your, I'm trying to be nice, but you don't have no information I need besides what I've already got from hearing about court practice, okay? After that, I have not learned anything else. As long as I've been watching this fucking channel, I have not learned anything goddamn else from you. I learned more from Master Channel, the Hood Consumers, and he called his business is called Hood Consumers Advisors. Straight up hood. But he teaching more intellectual competence than Usef that's claiming to be so intellectually competent. Because Master teach you how to get remedy. I learned how to get remedy from Master. You ain't teaching no remedy. Now Master trying to teach about trust, and he don't have no knowledge about trust. Y'all both They both got that idea from me because I established my trust already. I have a nonprofit organization that's 501c3 federally approved already, baby. Get with me, get where I'm at before you can tell me what I don't have or what I don't got, what type of knowledge or whatever ability I have or do not have. You don't know nothing about me. So I'm gonna tell you how you come for me. You don't. You absolutely don't. Moving right along.
Paper, first of all, a trust is a creature of equity. All right.
So
An
you finna
equity
teach me
is
about
formed.
trust.
One of the principles of
Did he
equity is substance over.
did he say how many trusts he got while he grilling me? Did he say how many trusts he done formed? You teaching people about trust and administrative process of trust. But how many trusts have you formed, sir? That's in operation. That's a benefit to anyone. I want to know that.
Form. So the filing of a piece of paper does not in any kind of way put something in a public or private type of situation. As a matter of fact, if you have a private trust, why are you filing any paperwork whatsoever?
Exactly. But you didn't give me a chance, and you do that a lot, Usef.
Well, no, but what you did is you came on here and you threw a slight, you insulted my students by saying that you're asking them questions as if they don't know anything. So what I'm doing right now, I'm standing in the place of my students, and you say you're a member, they're not learning.
You don't. Your students don't know. His students don't know nothing because he don't know nothing, and this is how he behaves. I've seen him uh, curse his people out that's trying to sign up for his class, and or ask him question about signing up, and he'll say, "We're not talking about that right now." Nigga, you need to get out of the public with that. You need to be all the way a private ass channel with that shit you pulling. Because it's like he probably haven't had anyone to sue him because people don't know how to sue and they don't know like based on what grounds could they sue him. For example, if he's claiming to teach people about trust, what credentials do he have for that? That's what I'm saying. You're incurring a lot of liability by professing to have uh, credentialed knowledge enough to teach somebody uh, in that capacity. Um, Also, you can tell a broke ass motherfucker that have to have a commercial every 5 seconds on their video. I know you ain't got nothing. I don't see no wealthy people with a million videos all across their content because they're advertising their own product. Why would they deface their product that's valuable with trash? That's like little stickers. You ever seen people put stickers all over a real valuable car, a Mercedes or BMW? It's tacky as shit. It's tacky. It's tacky as hell. And only po ass motherfucking people do shit like that because they don't know no better. All right. And that's what people who got all these thousands of commercials. It's one thing if you have a commercial at the beginning and perhaps even one at the end. But every few seconds, you ain't even said nothing or provided no content worth somebody enduring all of them commercials. And every few seconds, you throwing up a commercial, because he's inputting them commercials in as he go and adding them commercial. And you have to monetize because you don't got shit. Because you don't got shit. If it wasn't for YouTube, you would, what property do you have? What assets do you have? All you've been doing is gathering other people's documents. What the fuck do you have? This is why he got jealous when I started telling him about all of my properties. And also, not withstanding, I got gold to back my shit up. I got gold to back my shit up. You don't want to know the truth. You don't want to know the truth. You can't handle the truth, baby. I got gold. What you want to know? What you want to know? Okay. I got gold to back my shit up. Gold, silver, titanium. Natural elements that ain't gonna never lose their value. What you talking about? What you talking about, baby? I got gold to back my shit. Real gold. Not no gold certificate. Gold. Okay? So people who is following these gurus and not even understanding, they don't even have nothing. They don't even have nothing. What you got? What kind of assets you got, my nigga? I can get professional or I can be ghetto with it. What the fuck do you have, homie? That's what I need to know. Okay? Don't ask me to come to your class. I didn't come over there to talk about coming to your class. You trying to solicit your class. I don't want to go to your stupid class. If all your students stupid, even that lawyer, she's stupid. Why is she going to law school and then learning more from a YouTube video? That right tell you that the law school was irrelevant. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. The hell you telling me about is a dumbass that realized she was a dumbass, okay? For going to fucking law school to begin with. Because she could have practiced law and not gone to no, have to pay nobody to go to school to learn nothing. And then still have to come to a free YouTube channel to learn something. Now, how dumb is that? Okay? If she was learning anything, she would have known you don't even have to go to law school to help somebody with a case, because a case ain't nothing but paperwork and investigative work. Okay? She could have learned the law just learning the law. Just by learning the law. You have to do most of the studies on your own anyway. You can study case law on your own just like sovereigns do every day. And all you have to do is not call yourself a lawyer, and you can still help with people with cases, because I do it all the time. And they have to pay you for your administrative work. Same damn thing. Same damn thing. Only difference is you have to take the bar to be licensed. That's the only difference. You could have went to school to be a damn paralegal and got enough credentials to further credential, to get some credentials. So, not by any means can anyone who is claiming to have in any type of level of intellectual competence do so by telling me they went to a school, a class, or a university. Because most of the people that I've seen go to these schools, classes, and universities is still dumbasses. Now, when you can by factual basis prove me wrong, please do so. I don't mind if I be found wrong. All right. But uh, that's the truth of the matter, okay? Um, I see all the time real estate agents don't answer their damn phone. How in the fuck you gonna sell a house if you don't answer the phone when a potential buyer calls? Do you have to go to school to know that? Do you have to go to, I don't know how long their course of classes is, but you got to go through all of them courses and classes for somebody to teach you you needed to answer your damn phone when a potential buyer is calling? Same thing go for lawyers. They all getting into the AI because they dishonest. And they all hide behind the phone line and don't answer their motherfucking phones when you try to reach out to them because they're dishonorable. And there's no class that can teach you honor. Either you is honorable or you not. And so all he has proven to me is his dishonor in the full flesh.
Anything. You want them to come on and give a testimony of what they're learning. And I will put money on it right now that every last one of them can come on this phone right now and run circles around you. I'll put money on it. I'll put $1,000 on it.
Competition.
No, but you just threw a little slight insult. So if you're going to insult me, wait, hold on. If you're going to insult me, you got to show me you know something. And right now, I don't see where you know anything about trust. You haven't said not one word that demonstrates that you have an indenture agreement.
Wait a minute.
You have an indenture agreement.
Hold on. I did not one time say that I know about trust. I didn't say I teach about trust. I didn't say nothing about a trust. So what the... This is what I'm saying. He's not even responding in kind. First of all, Usef, you need to learn what in kind means, baby. First of all, we got to help you learn what the word in kind. That conversation that you holding all by yourself is irrelevant to the subject at hand. That means that you are not speaking in kind because that is not even closely related to what I was saying. What I was saying is, first of all, I was trying to be nice about it, but I was letting him know he don't let nobody speak. Even when Mr. Brewer get on his channel, he overtalked Mr. Brewer the whole time. How is he going to tell us his knowledge when you over usurping with some bullshit? He like a pit bull in the corner. He having to keep pulling back. Look, man, I don't like what you're doing. Man, he didn't want to say Mr. Brewer don't really want nothing to do with him. It's embarrassing for Mr. Brewer. He's not argumentative. And so it's embarrassing for him to even deal with Usef. It really is. It ought to be real embarrassing if he's considering himself as a man of sophistication. To me, I'd be embarrassed for him. I'd be totally embarrassed to even be associated with him. But I understand what Mr. Brewer is doing. Mr. Brewer was trying to see if he can access his audience, and to see if his audience was of any level of sophistication to be able to extract some value from his audience. But when you ran a class for 2 months, you said, I didn't even know the thing was going on for 2 months, but if you ran a class for 2 whole months and nobody wanted to join, obviously you didn't give them enough information to know whether it was worth their time to pay no whatever the amount was. It obviously was not obvious what the value exchange is on that. All right, and I'm gonna be clear. I know that this channel provides more value to the public than any class he can hold. Because first of all, I'm not gonna spend half the class uh, berating other people. Okay. Second of all, if I have a student or not student, a participant in my broadcast that's asking me a legitimate question, I'm not gonna berate them. I've had people that come on my channel and ask stupid questions. Okay, that don't have nothing to do with the fucking topic. And yes, I will berate them because they coming in being ridiculous. And a lot of times people call them trolls. They're being ridiculous on purpose. But that's obviously not the case. And even when he was trying to pronounce, what was that word? And I have problems pronouncing word, but I know what it is. I know how to spell it. But I get tired tongue. And so he got tired tongue with the word cognizant, all right? And so I syllabalized it in the comment section to help him out, not to berate him and try to elude that he's so stupid that he can't pronounce that one word. Come on. How do you equate that? How do you summate that a person is unintelligent by one aspect? I mean, that's incompetent to say the least. Moving right along.
How many pages is it? How many pages is it?
It's a lot. It's like a book. Because of the intricacies and the provisions of the trust is styled in a unique manner. And even when I started building the trust in ChatGPT.
Okay, so let me ask you that. Okay, so you got ChatGPT.
Called it a hybrid. Okay.
A hybrid of what?
My ideas.
A hybrid of what?
Financial.
Wait, hold on.
Hybrid financial.
Wait a minute. It's a hybrid of what? You have a trust that's a hybrid? Is that what you're saying?
Can I finish speaking?
Wait a minute. I'm trying to get clarification because listen, I done read hundreds.
How can you get clarification if you don't know anyone else?
Because I've been doing this for 20 years and I've been teaching trust for about 15. Wow. And I'm trying to figure out, I've never heard any of the things that you're saying. I use AI too to help me construct trust, to put together curriculums for my class, okay, to extract equitable principles from case law, because a real trust has to survive scrutiny if it's going to go into an equity court. That's the real test of whether or not you have a trust.
I am well aware of that, but my trust is styled where it never gets into court, because anytime we have an arbitration agreement in there that says that explicitly says that anytime any of our holders or shareholders has a conflict, that we go ahead and compensate them appropriately.
Well, that's private ordering, but you can't put a clause like that strictly in. You can't put a clause like that in a trust, because what if a trustee gets injured? Okay, you're going to have to go before equity court. If there is a dispute in the meaning of the indenture agreement, you have to get a declaratory. You can't draft that into a trust. A trust is oversight of a trust is under the equity courts. It's totally under.
No, if you have provisions for that already already placed inside of.
Okay, well, read one of your provisions from your trust. Read a provision. Give it to me. Let me hear what it says.
He trying to learn from me so he can then run back and learn what I'm saying and then try to say it in a different way like he's saying something else like he always do.
Read the provision.
I don't have my trust. I didn't even know that I was going to be grilled on my.
Well, you're going to get grilled if you come in here and you start talking to my students as if they don't know anything. I'm going to grill the shit out of you. Because you're not only you insult, now, cause what you're doing, you're insulting me. Because it's like, okay, what are you teaching at SBC University? I don't hear, ma'am, I'm going to be honest with you. No offense. You don't know what you're talking about at all.
Oh,
yeah, you don't know what you're talking about at all.
That's another thing.
All you keep doing is making statements.
Because you're rude.
Yeah, I am rude. Well, you insulted my students. I don't know what you expect.
People that's not insulting you.
Well, you insulted my students.
I did not insult you.
And so you indirectly insulted me.
People go to college and don't learn anything. What does that have to do with the college?
Ma'am, you say you have a trust, okay?
People go to college.
You say you have a trust. You say you have a trust.
He ignored that. He ain't addressed that. Every time I make a point, he want to change the subject. Wow, bless his heart. Bless his heart.
We're trying to open up a credit bureau.
And don't even use the degrees that they.
You have a trust, right? You have a trust.
Acquired to even.
Let's get back to the trust. Let's get back to the trust discussion. So you have a private. Don't overtalk me. Don't overtalk me. You have a private. Yeah, because this is my show.
But that don't mean you have to be rude.
I'm not being rude. I'm trying to redirect the redirect the conversation right now. I'm trying to get back on track. You said that you have a private revocable trust. You say you have several trusts. Okay, what kind of trust do you have?
I have different types of trust.
Like what?
Family trust.
Family trust. Is that family? So you got a family trust. Is that revocable or irrevocable?
Irrevocable.
It's irrevocable. Okay, so who's the trustee? Who are the beneficiaries? And what is the corpus of the raise that's in the trust?
The provisions of the family trust is written as such. I'll give some generalities that the funds that are in the trust have to be distributed for equitable purposes only.
So it's not a discretionary. So it's not a discretionary trust. So it's a mandatory distribution.
No,
so it's a mandatory distribution. So it's not an asset protection trust. It doesn't afford any protection for the beneficiary. So the beneficiary interest can be attached by creditors since it's a mandatory distribution.
It's the mandatory distribution, not to the beneficiaries. It's the mandatory distribution to the revocable trust. That is I have a revocable and an irrevocable trust.
So you have a revocable trust as a benefit. You have a revocable trust as a beneficiary of an irrevocable trust.
Can I speak? Or
no, I'm asking because I'm looking for clarification. You said you have so if it's a mandatory distribution that's going into a revocable trust, so that revocable trust is the beneficiary of the irrevocable family trust. I'm just trying to make sure I'm following you.
Yeah, because I have also an irrevocable trust holding, okay? And that trust only holds, okay, assets. Then I have an irrevocable trust, a revocable trust that's funded to business investment only. It can only the funding of that trust can only be used to fund investment. Also have I forgot the letters of it, but it's a trust that is to purpose to make provisions for lawyers or attorneys and other people with license credentials that are also required in order to run the business. Okay, so the business trust. So yes, there's a lot of intricacies in trust.
So you have a business trust. So you have a business trust?
Yes.
Okay, so are you using trust capital units or units of beneficial interest?
Capital.
And what do those represent?
They represent the assets within the trust.
Okay, so you don't have any units of beneficial. So how many units of beneficial interest did you issue for that trust, and what is the per diem amount of the value of those trust capital units?
I have not set up that.
That was a trick question, y'all. All right, go.
In a way that I could just verbally spit that out to you off the top of my head. I it's a lot of intricacies that, as I was stating, I'm also still in the process of building some of the aspects of the business. So I was seeking people like you that have knowledge in it, that are not credentialed and licensed and this and that, because we do have more knowledge than some people who are credentialed. So I wasn't insulting you by any means.
Okay.
Sometimes you can teach people, even your children, and they don't follow anything that you raised them to do. So
what is it? Let me ask you questions. Give me an example of some of my students that are in the chat, something that they didn't know.
I don't even know if they're your students in the chat. It's a lot of people in the chat that's not your students.
Oh, okay. I was just kind of curious. You said there are people that are students. You know that I got law students in my class?
And do you know that you have billionaires that's watching your channel?
I do know that. Yes, I am very much aware of that. I've had people offer me money. Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm very much aware that there are some people with.
When I first didn't understand the process, if you look in your comment section, I tried to write you a bill of exchange for $1 million towards your university, and I didn't.
Wait a minute. So what is that drawing? Okay, so if you write in a bill of exchange, let me ask you a question.
I didn't know.
Where am I supposed to take? What am I going to do with a bill of exchange for $1 million? You got a bank account. Where's that money coming from? That millions of dollars.
I did say when I didn't have any knowledge of how it things actually work. Okay, I thought you could just write a check and do that, and so I even, it's in your comment section. I've never erased it. But the point is that if I devalue what you're providing to the public, I'm not going to come up here and compliment you on your content and then tell you and insult you on the back end. That's not my personality.
But you said that it doesn't. Wait a minute. You came on. You asked me, could I have some of my students? Can I? I'm trying to recount what you said. You wanted me. You started this conversation. You wanted me to get some of my students and come on the air and give a testimony of what they have learned at SBC University. Did you not say that?
Never had that. You've never had that I've seen.
Well, actually, I had testimony page on my website Let me see if it's still up.
Okay.
If it's still up there, I might have, because we redoing the website. Let me see if it's still up there. My testimonial. If it is.
Bless his heart. He don't understand. Bless his heart. He don't even know how to respond in kind. How you teaching somebody you don't even know how to respond in kind? I ain't talking about kindness. I'm talking about on the fucking subject. On the subject. That's why he need ChatGPT. I didn't say I use ChatGPT to design my trust. I said I put my trust in ChatGPT to analyze it. Okay, and that is what ChatGPT told me it was a hybrid. Okay. That because of the statutory compliance that I have in my private trust, it determined that the trust was a hybrid between a SEC regulated entity. It was compliant to SEC regulations, but at the same time, it's not required to be. But it is, okay?
You have a very professional atmosphere. It's just that I think you're a little too aggressive to people that's coming.
I'm aggressive.
Just have legitimate questions or concerns or.
Okay, well, what is your question? Well, then
they have some knowledge.
Then I was going to ask you, what's your question?
What I was asking is not necessarily a question. What my request was is that if you could have some of your students come on and give some demonstration of the knowledge that they.
Okay, here go my students right here on the screen. Hold on, let me finish. I'm finished. Right here's Zeta Williams. She's a law student, one of my very best students at SBC University. I encountered information about legal status, capacity, and jurisdiction while studying for the bar. What I discovered stunned me. It raised fundamental questions about how individuals are classified and engaged within the American legal system. Questions that are rarely addressed directly in traditional legal education. After sitting for the bar, I began actively seeking educators who could provide real legal grounding, not just theory, slogans, or recycled talking points, but actual case law, doctrine, procedural understanding, and hold on. This is a testimony. Hold on.
But that's not what.
Let me finish.
I'm talking about everyday people.
This is an everyday person. I got some more. Wait a minute. If you'll be quiet, I got some more.
I was quiet.
I got some more. This is just the first one. Okay. There was little to no engagement with case law, jurisdiction, doctrine, statutory interpretation, or even basic legal definitions. Having studied law, it was immediately apparent when someone was teaching from a surface level understanding or flying by the seat of their pants. The lack of rigor was glaring. I first came across Usef el through another content creator on TikTok who referenced his work. I immediately went to YouTube and searched Usef and high frequency radio. As I began watching his content, something stood out right away. He actually reads case law.
I didn't think you had any kind of
Wait a minute, hold on. These are my students. I asked my students to write a testimony, and I put it on my website. And this is just one. And I'm going to have some more.
Your channel and your university to people.
Hey, y'all can go ahead and read it. Y'all can go ahead. I'm going to put it in the chat, the link, because she ain't going to let me read it. Y'all go there and y'all read the testimonials from my students at SBC University.
Why can't you have them verbally come on to the broadcast?
If they want to call in right now, they can. If they're listening, I can't make them call in. Any of my students want to call in right now?
No.
Y'all want to call in? If y'all want to call in, everybody want to call in, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if you called in and put your area code if you want to call in. If you want to call in right now.
All the
352. Okay, I got you. Right. Hold on, I got you right now.
Okay.
Okay, 352. Let me see. 352-9894. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's up? So, I mean, so what does she want? What does she would like to hear? Would she would like to hear something that I've learned? Because I know that I was about to find myself in jail if it wasn't for the fact of finding Usef talking about the administrative process.
I believe that. I'm not talking about going to jail.
I'm not understand that. Listen, and my studying the application that secure party creditor, it gave me the concept of what private administrative process is involved with for several distinct phases. It moved me from a core of understanding commercial theory to be sophisticated, multi-understanding, multi-tiered trust architecture that bridges the private autonomy with this so-called statute compliance and jurisdiction. Okay, so I mean, learning trust is what he's saying. He's not trying to get on you because you're like, oh, he's neo-chauvinist or whatever. At the end of the day, going on these principles.
How have you utilized that? May I ask the question?
Yes.
How have you? Because I've learned the secured party process through his videos as well, and I stated that at the beginning. Okay, I wasn't allowed to finish what my testimony of what I've learned from.
Wait a minute, hold on. Why are you you just asked me? You just asked me to have a student call in.
I'm not talking about going to jail, though. I know you helped us.
Okay, well that's wait. Hold on. That's what it's for. See, your problem is you think this secure party stuff is for something it was never meant for. You're trying to probably buy something or start a bank.
Talking about it doesn't mean that's what I was going to say. That brought me into a whole other position of understanding public and private. I'm what now? 19 months into studying trust, and I just now started structuring. Everybody else wants to put their foot out there, pay some people to get a trust, and we've been reading about these guys for the last year now on going to jail. Because they don't know how to administer it. And that's all he's trying to say. He's trying to see if you know exactly what you're saying when you're administering a revocable trust on the public side.
My trust is vested at Bank of America.
No, I don't want you to know about it. I'm just saying he's just trying to say that what is your distinction on being able to use that vehicle and still use it with a private trust backing it on the private side? You're not really giving him the detail on how you structured anything. So it sounds like you did. You gotta get it out. I know it's kind of hard to get it on the phone.
He's not allowing me, and you know, and you will know that.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, he's asked you a question, and he's waiting for it, and you're searching on that question.
He's expecting me to give him the exact answer that he's asking for, and I may verbalize it in a different fashion, but...
Well, I didn't even get to finish, ma'am. I didn't even get to finish to tell you that even though I started the secure party agreement, trying to get out of stuff, started to realize that my whole framework of theory of law was over jealous on these platforms, and that's all he's saying. I began to really examine commercial law and the reference of that. And what it meant, for me, was the Uniform Commercial Code that brought out all this. And I found Usef. And I looked at some of the historical statutes and then established a distinct between the private and the public and the individual public and corporate entities and private individuals. Now, that core administrative patents I was looking at, it gave me a structure and a foundational documentation required to establish a real commercial standing. That's what these guys are doing out here. They don't realize going to the SPC, you got to go all the way and you got to set that up. And you use the law of contracts to find them.
You know what she think? SBC University. See, she's one of those type of people that just go over there and look and want to do something. It's a university. I'm teaching you how to administer a trust, what everything means. Okay. That's what it is, a school, because you know what I found out? I found out it's a lot of individuals like you who have some sort of unrealistic expectations as it relates to all this information. You have a misunderstanding.
I find myself humbled in it every day. I find myself humbled in it every day. And that's what comes from natural law. I got to know that.
You don't know anything about me. How can you make a
I can listen. I'm listening I don't need to know anything about you. I'm listening to what you're saying. What you're saying is, what have they done with it? That's what you asked, right?
Yeah.
So why do you think?
The information learn.
Okay, let me finish. How long do you think it takes to learn how to administer a private trust?
Years.
No, it's gonna take years.
18 months in. I'm 18 months in, and I'm just now starting to structure. And I have to pay for a note. I have a family. I'm a second grandfather now. I got 2 grandbabies. I've
been watching music for years, and I've learned some in and outs through watching his content. But what I
not want to interrupt you, love, but when we watch you, sometimes these platforms, it's like you're not getting the real deal. He teaches you how to teach yourself at school. Sorry, Sifu, that's the truth. At the end of the day, if you really wanted to learn more and expand the knowledge, then we're going to seek it out. You don't find that in these platforms and chambers. You got to really in the course of letting somebody show you how to really.
And if he had allowed me to, I could have told him I used the information I learned on his channel to further educate myself.
I understand that.
Also, help other people by recommending them to his channel. So to say that
wasn't, wait a minute, that ain't the problem. That wasn't the problem. That wasn't the problem. The problem was you came on here and you said it appears like your students don't know anything.
Connection is distorted.
Yeah, it got a little distorted, but I never even got to finish to come to the things I was trying to say. That
the connection is distorted.
You know, I've learned and become intelligent in this field, all because I continue to do courses and classes. And you're right. Now I'm ready to structure. But do you think I'm one of those that's going to structure the long way? No, I'm the guy that actually goes backwards before I go forward. I'm that guy, and that's what he said that all of us need to be. And you know what? You might go to class, and I guarantee you, you're going to find something that what I'm saying. You're going to find that niche that's in there because you just like the word itself or the truth or the Kabbalah. You have to keep going over and over. These principles come alive, like Hebrews 4:12 is about the word of God. It's not going to come alive if we're not inundated every single day. And we'll kind of come together. We're trying to build something together. You know, let's get like-minded and be able to build together. And that's what you were trying to say, right? You don't see anybody that you can with.
That's what I'm trying to say. We need to come together, not fight each other.
Well, I know. When you're coming in, it sounds like you biting and you're ridiculing, and you're not getting. I heard you say that you blessed the fact that he was giving teaching, but you don't know how many students are in his class. You don't know how many people are really.
Please say anything about numbers or anything like that. I do think that Usef has the best, I'll say, fundamental knowledge and understanding of any of these complex processes that is available online, and that is what I tell my constituents. I do also prep them that he is very aggressive, but if you can listen past that, you can.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
When Mr. Brewer had the class, did you come to Mr. Brewer's class?
I didn't come to Mr. Brewer.
Okay, so then I understand. I brought that class because you're saying I got basic knowledge. Okay, Mr. Brewer is an individual. He monetizes negotiable instruments. I witnessed all of this.
Basic knowledge that if you have just that basic knowledge, you can do damage. That's what I'm saying. You can do damage with that.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This is what I talk about managing. This is what I mean by managing expectations. It's not easy to you can have the knowledge, and it's still not easy to monetize negotiable instruments. You have to bring value. Okay.
That's right. You got to create value first.
You got to create value. You're not pulling nothing out of thin air and just getting something for nothing.
Intellectual property, different inventions and things of that nature. I don't need nobody.
Okay. You got a lot of intellectual property. Does somebody want to? Have you put together a private placement memorandum and made an offering for all of that?
That's what I'm in the process.
Okay, then why you didn't come to class why you didn't come to class when we had a $297 class, because ain't nobody giving you the information for free. We had a class. This man has been doing this for over 20 years. Okay, he is a professional. And I only deal with professionals. And you didn't come to class, and now you want to come on my live and talk about what we're not teaching or what we're showing and everything like this. And if you want to, all right, go ahead.
I am not understanding where the knowledge that you are teaching And what I was doing at the time where they intersect, when you had Mr. Brewer come on, that really got my attention to engage further. But it's been only like...
And yeah, you know why? You know why? You know why? I'll tell you why. Because Mr. Brewer, he's not going to come on here and talk to you every day for free. He's not doing that. Mr. Brewer's not doing. He got time for that. Wait, let me put it like this. I don't have time for it. Really, he tells me to get off the air.
He cutting me off, but I was telling him I wasn't asking for nothing for free. What I'm asking is for a meeting of the minds on people on the same playing field, because you don't see no wealthy people, real talk, you don't see no wealthy people talking about you got to pay me for knowledge. If you have the privilege of being in their presence, whatever knowledge they hold just comes out. And if you are in the circles to be able to hobnob with people who are wealthy and they're discussing business, you don't see one man talking about, you got to pay me to be in business with me. That sounds so stupid. I'm talking about being in business. He talking about coming to his crummy little class. Baby, I don't got time to come to your crummy little class. If I didn't think a college was worth my motherfucking time, how you thought your online, baby, don't, baby. See, I was trying to be nice. Now, that was for your online classes for people who don't know no better. That's good for them. It helps them. But when you don't understand that you're talking to somebody on a whole different level, then that conversation is a non-factor to begin with. Moving right along.
He said, "Mo, why you talking to these people? Ain't spending no money with you. They ain't spending no money. You want somebody. Let me tell you something. What professionals understand. Time is.
Let me ask you something. I would like to ask you something. Are you...
I'm gonna mute you because you're gonna stop interrupting me. I'm showing you the power I got that this is my show. You need to stop interrupting me while I'm talking.
Wow, listen,
Okay, that's very...
I just stopped you. Now, guess what I'm finna do? Fast forward, past you.
rude. You always talking about what type of person I am. I'm aggressive because I have to deal with your questions. This is about you insulting my students.
To appreciate even...
Offered the class. He offered a mentorship where he'll do one-on-one with you. We had it up for a month. I teach, I'm going to say this. The price that I teach for private trust is $99. And that is chumping me off because it should be at least $3,500. And that's what it's going to go up to.
I definitely wouldn't pay you no $3,500.
I'm glad I got my teachings quick before you do.
And let me say something else. I'm very sensitive. I'm going to tell you why I'm sensitive about my students, because my students, they're some of the most loyal individuals that I got. They have their butt in the seat every time we have class. And I bring it every time. I spend 2 hours a night talking with my students from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And no, I'm not teaching you how to go and file a UCC-1 and go discharge something or anything. No, I've already said that. If you're coming over there for that, we got videos over there for that. I'm teaching them how private placement work, what is the difference between public and private, how to put together an irrevocable trust, how to administer an irrevocable trust, the importance of city shopping, the difference.
Now I'm gonna tell you,
Do you have the capacity to do settlements through the clearinghouse?
Watch this. Let's go back. Cut him off.
Set it up for a month.
Hold on. He had it up for a month. Okay, watch what he gonna say.
People like, because I don't have time for it, really. He tells me to get off the air. He said, "Mom, why are you talking to these people? Ain't spending no money with you. They ain't spending no money. You want somebody." Let me tell you something. What professionals understand. Time
Let
is.
me ask you something. I would like to ask you something. Are you?
I'm gonna mute you because you're gonna stop interrupting me. I'm showing you the power I got. That this is my show. You need to stop.
Look at him. Okay, now.
So
Listen, I don't want to keep you on the phone. I mean,
go ahead, brother. I'm on
I
mute.
doubt you.
I just wanted you to call in. It's a couple of people called in. I'm gonna bring somebody else in just a second. But let me open up a mic.
I love you, brother.
I appreciate you. I appreciate
He
you.
left off. He didn't want to talk.
I
to
see.
me.
Mike is
He
back
wanted
open.
to talk to me.
Your mic is open. Your mic's open.
Okay. Assuming that because the person has questions, and that's one thing that I did
This ain't about your questions. This is about you insulting my students.
to appreciate even complaints, because complaints let you know where you're falling deficient.
So you got a complaint? Is that what you're saying right now? That you got a complaint? You got a complaint?
If I receive any complaints, I do not address them in that negative manner.
Hold on. I had to mute you for a second. Are you saying you have a complaint? I'm asking you a question. Do you have a complaint? Do you have a complaint?
That was not what I said.
Okay.
You're going off on a tangent on something that's not even factual. That's unintelligible. What I did say is I design my businesses in a manner to appreciate if there's any concerns or complaints, because of the fact complaints let you know where your plan or your design of your organization may have some deficiencies.
I haven't had any complaints.
Liar.
Well, you've been complaining that you're
No, I'm complaining. What I'm complaining is people are cheap and don't have any money.
Cheap.
Okay, well, that's not my situation. Okay.
Okay. Well, we offered a mentor. We offer. Would you like? Hold on. Would you like to be mentored by Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put the link back up. You can join Mr. Brewer. Okay, and he will be happy to do a one-on-one.
I have one question for you, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Do you have the capacity to do settlements through the clearinghouse?
Do you have the capacity to do what?
Do you have the capacity to process notes through the clearinghouse?
Okay, when you process, that's Mr. Brewer's expertise, dear. Okay, the clearinghouse. Wait, hold on. First of all, you have to be a DTC participant. Are you a DTC participant?
No, you don't.
I am applying to be.
Okay, so you don't have the capacity either to be. All you have to say is, are you a D? All you have to say, listen. First of all, the DTC is reputation-based control. Ain't nobody getting in there if you have a conviction. All right. So if you have a criminal record, you're not getting into the DTC. You do understand that, right?
You do understand that you don't have to represent yourself. You can have someone.
I understand that, and that's why we deal with the people that we deal with. But hey, ma'am, listen. You don't know anything about the clearinghouses, the DTC, or anything like that. All right? No, you don't.
I studied directly from. Okay.
From who? From who? From who? Wait, hold on. From who? From who? From who? From who? From who?
The Federal Reserve has classes online for free.
Okay, so you know the people in the world who are going to, when you make offerings, they're going to accept your offering. You know these people around the world.
That's irrelevant to my question.
No, that's relevant to the clearinghouse. That's relevant to private placement memorandums. That's relevant to private banking. I've been around this man for about 15 years. I done watched what he's doing. I don't do that directly, but I've been around him long enough to understand how this stuff works. And it's nothing like what you're talking about.
He just been
You're talking about $100 million deals, $500 million, $1 billion, $1 trillion bonds, and things like that. That's what we're talking about. He put
Exactly.
Okay, so have you gotten some on the screen? Have you gotten some on your?
Ain't no such thing as a fucking $1 trillion bond. That's how much he know.
We're clear.
And if I
Because he on his class, he's showing you what he has on the screen. Okay, do you have anything on the screen?
on what screen?
At the DTC. At the clearinghouse.
I told you I'm in the process of doing things.
Okay, so I don't know why are you asking me, do I have the capacity? I've never even claimed anything about the DTC.
I was asking. I didn't know if you did or if you didn't. I'm just asking.
Okay, well, you don't have the capacity to do anything. What are you talking about? You don't have the capacity to do anything. Let me tell you something. It's only about 3% of the people in the world that can actually monetize instruments. Do you know that? Do you know that? And 97% of the stuff that's floating around out there is fraudulent.
I do agree with that.
Okay, so I don't know what you're talking. So what's so special about you?
Not special.
What's so special about you?
Well, for one thing, I'm not asking for any value from any imaginary trust. I have my own value. I have over 356 songs. As far as intellectual property,
You got 356. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. You got 356 songs. Are you receiving some revenue from that?
I'm never getting.
Are you receiving, ma'am, are you receiving revenue from those songs?
Yes.
You
They're
are.
called royalties. I'm ASCAP licensed.
Okay, so are you an artist or did you write these songs?
I'm more than that. That's you ask me what makes me special. I'm way more than that.
Okay, so what's your name? What's your name? Then if you're getting royalties, we should know who you are.
KanD, KAN, capital D.
KanD what?
I'm the only KanD Johnson.
Okay, and you're an
I
artist?
also have trademark Legendary. You've seen a lot of people with the Legendary brand shirts on. That is my intellectual.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you're getting
Okay.
okay.
So, let me explain.
So you're getting royalties from ASCAP.
Did not know anything about being wealthy. So engaging in learning these processes, I learned that.
Look, man, you gonna stop over talking me. So you know what? I'm gonna talk to you later because you gonna stop over talking me. All right, I'm gonna go.
He wanna go look me up, bless his heart. He fucked up and talked shit to the wrong person. What happened was, he thought so. He was engaged with somebody in the fantasy land. Talking about they got money and sister kid vibe and all that kind of bullshit. Baby, you done ran up on the real deal. It's what had happened was you ran up on the real deal and you didn't know how to respond to that. He's so caught up in now Mr. Brewer. That is someone who has allowed him in his space. And Mr. Brewer has testified by his own admission that he has failed a lot. That's not my testimony. And so I need to know what can Mr. Brewer do to succeed. I don't need to know about no failures. That's not what I'm trying to learn, how to fail. Okay? I've never created a business that was a failure because I think it through. First of all, for it to work. So why would I want to know how to fail? I need to know how Mr. Brewer can tell us how to be successful in business. And truth be told, if Mr. Brewer was as successful as he would like to be, he wouldn't even be fucking with you. He wouldn't even be on your show because you're not sophisticated on his level. He understands you can't talk to wealthy people any kind of way. He understands that you can't talk to people you think ain't nobody any kind of way because that could be the very person who can invent something that's of value that will actually propel you to the place you're trying to get to. So Mr. Brewer have enough intellectual competence to know that you don't talk to people any kind of way because you don't know who you talking to. And if you don't have enough uh, within your own moral constitution that tells you not to talk to people any kind of way, then you deserve to stay where you at. Posting a gazillion commercials on you all over your content, baby. And we moving right along. Um, I was trying to help and incorporate uh, with uh, and partner with uh, what I consider to be like-minded people, people who are sovereign in capacity, sovereign, and sovereign don't mean is Burger King have it your way. Sovereign mean I'm mature enough to know how to act and when to act and with who and with whom. I know how to handle myself in my financial affairs. Not understanding you're speaking to someone of a capacity higher than you further lets me know you are not mature enough to even uh, engage with someone of financial status uh, that can propel you to the next level. Mr. Brewer tired of him already. That's why Mr. Brewer don't come on his channel. He don't want to be involved in that. He dips in and he dips out. And Mr. Brewer say he don't want to be bothered with that nigga. And I see now why he don't even want to be bothered with him. Because he like a little chihuahua. Even though he a big dude, he like a little chihuahua. All that barking, no bite. He ain't talking about nothing. Holler if you hear me, baby. Holler if you hear me at all. Holler if you hear me at all. But that's not how this game is gonna be played, sir. And let me tell you something. If you use me to make content, certainly, baby, I don't let nobody use me to make content. I know that me being on your channel is helping you. So what are you giving me for that? What are you giving me for that? If that's what we're doing, what are you giving me for that? Uh, and I wasn't even expecting anything from him. All I was trying to do is, you know, politely let him know that you need to regroup. Think about what you're doing. Think about how you're going about this. If you're trying to embark upon a space that is generally occupied by people uh, who are investors and who are looking for, say for example, if someone's on YouTube looking for a channel to sponsor. And I was sincerely considering to sponsor his university, to take it, to help him take it to the next level. But he's so ghetto. I just can't do that. I just can't get behind that. Somebody who doesn't even have the capacity to understand when you're in the presence of someone that you should respect, and you don't. Um, that's creating a liability in the public. Okay? And in that regard, I see no value in his so-called university. You're calling it a university. But in what universe is disrespecting your constituents a valuable contribution to your own platform? Okay? Years ago, they, what's his name? I forgot, it was a political figure. I forgot his name, but he was very popular. And you could call him, this before the internet, and you could call in on his radio station when he's broadcasting. And his name is right at the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it right now. But if you're into politics at all, you know who I'm talking about. But he was a man that spoke his views openly about politics on air, on the radio. And I believe he even had his own show. But the point is, his show was about conflict. His show was about getting out of the box and voicing your opinion openly and aggressively and this and that. That was a part of his show. Okay. And so if Usef wanted to just engage in berating his audience on that level, it's like those two things don't match. You're saying, listen to me, I'm intelligent, while you're acting unintelligent. It's conflicting. It's a conflict of interest, okay? When I say this broadcast is for mature adults only, that's exactly what I am warding off. People that are unmature. And then he had ignorant people in the comment section that I guess them his classmates or what. If you looked at the comment section tell you everything right there. Not very many intelligent comments. And then the only people that was saying anything intelligent was the ones that was telling him, let her speak. He deleted that comment. They wanted to hear from me. They did not want to hear that bullshit he talking. Yeah, you got your little nut suckers, but in reality, who really want to hear all that trash when they trying to learn? People really want to learn how to process negotiable instruments. And so for him to engage in a tirade in that degree only shows his inability to teach anybody anything. Baby, you cannot teach nobody nothing like that. Who you teaching? Me? Now, I will say this, and I said that in the beginning. I have learned something from him. I tell people all the time, you can learn something from anybody, okay? Because just because another person is not utilizing the knowledge that they have doesn't mean that they don't know anything, okay? Because a lot of people have knowledge that they're not utilizing. I also am known for this quote: old people can teach you one of two things: what to do or what not to do, okay? And people's failures are not necessarily for you. It's not there to teach you to be fearful of doing things, okay? Oh, I don't want to fail. Oh, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to. It's there for you to take precautions that the other person did not take, okay? So whenever I view sovereigns uh, um, trying to represent themselves in cases and they're not doing a good job of that, sometimes I'm like, that was just utterly stupid, but I do understand. I do understand. When all you know is like a basis of information, you know something ain't right, you know they really don't have jurisdiction, but you may not know how to present that in a manner that is acceptable by the court. That doesn't mean that you don't have a right. That does not negate the rights. That only negates your your claim. That just means you haven't made a claim upon which the court can grant relief. It doesn't mean that you don't have a claim. And once Usef can learn and understand that, he can stop chewing people out and try to build himself up to make himself seem intelligent, because that's not intelligent at all, berating people. There's nothing intelligent about that at all. Thank you for joining me.